Hello, 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 everyone. We're here with me, Dr. Fryson, and what we're going to be doing is the reading for the Aries rising, and this is for the month of March. So I went through, reviewed your chart for the month of March, and I took some notes, and I'm going to share those notes with you. Stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm also going to pull the cards for you that are related to the lessons that you have to work on for this month. Okay. So let's get started. First, I have to start with the fact that we have a lot of planets lining up. Most of you have already heard about this. So we have Venus, Moon, North Node, Mercury, all lined up together in the ninth house in general, right? And so in the ninth house for you, this means that your ninth house is going to be about travel. Your ninth house is going to be about your father, fortune, higher learning. That's what is this energy is around right now. Dharma, foreign or long distance travel. So because it's Venus being highlighted in your ninth house, although we have the other energies there, Venus is the one that's highlighted. So in the first week of the month of March, you're going to see your ability to travel become more of a priority and more of a reality. Okay. This is also a time about religion and charity. So you will hear communication involving religion and charity or religious organization and charitable organization during the first week of March. This is a really good time for you to interact with grandchildren, and you should have a decent time with your bodily parts like your hips and your legs. Those parts should be kind of good. During this time, this first week, you have a couple of other energies happening. You have Mars in your 12th house. And Mars being in your 12th house, which is about spirituality, and it is the 12th house is ruled by the Jupiter energy. Mars and Jupiter get along. Jupiter is seen as like a priest. Mars is seen like your commander in chief, right? The person who's going to go out and do war for you. So you may see some warring type energy, meaning the information that you receive may be contrasting around spirituality during this first week. The third thing that you have here is that Jupiter is in your 11th house, where that Saturn. This is going to be a challenging house right there. This energy is not as favorable for you. So, that being the case, what do you have to look out for in your 11th house? Well, your money, easy money, your friends, your wealth, your career, and things like that. So, this is not necessarily the greatest week for you to try to take on investments for, say, if you were thinking about purchasing something, a big ticket item, don't do it during the first week. Wait a little bit because you're going to have some challenges come up during that first week. Another thing we're going to focus on is the second week. We're going to move on to where, well, let me give you this. March 3rd, the moon is going to be in your 10th house of careers, right? In your 10th house of careers, it's going to be impacted by a Saturn energy. The moon and Saturn are not necessarily the greatest, but Saturn actually likes the moon, right? The Saturn is attracted to the moon. So if you currently have a career, that portion of your career would be okay. If you are trying to change careers, that's where you can see a little bit of a delay, a little bit of a struggle for those of you with that Aries energy. And then next we have on the second week, we also have the moon is in Cancer. And moon being in Cancer is own sign, which is the house, the home. So you can look for favorable activity in your home life during this time. We're going to move on to the third week. Highlights for the third week. We have your second house. Okay, the moon is going to be in your second house during the third week. And with the moon being in your second house, then this is about your values, your income, and your extended family. And most people want peace, but this indicates that you might have some falling out. There might be some things that are not what they seem. You might have some family members that don't like the direction you're going on in your life, and they are not having it. So this could be a time to pay attention, watch your mouth, watch what you say, watch how you communicate, be truthful, and stand up for yourself, but and set boundaries. This is a good time to set boundaries. This is also an indication that you may have some issues in the face area or the voice area, so be careful. Protect your face during this time. And then we have some other energies that you're going to have. Moving into the fourth week, Saturn is going to move into the seventh house of relationships. And the seventh house of relationships is about partnerships. Venus is there. Venus is exalted in your seventh house of relationships, which means during the fourth week of March, you could actually see new relationships come to fruition. You could meet somebody. Relationship takes a favorable turn during that time. Another thing I wrote down here is that you're going to have the moon moving to Sagittarius. That's going to happen during the last week, which is also going to be a kind of powerful time for the Sagittarius energy in essence, but not necessarily for the moon. So, what this means is that you're going to have the ability to accomplish some things that you would like to accomplish when it comes to whatever scale of education you have, whatever type of learning that you have going on, whatever spiritual pursuit. That last week is going to be make it to where you can actually do that. Now, here's some warnings that I wrote down. So, because the moon is going to be in Aries during the first week, that means it's a lot of energy. As we've already seen with all these other planets being together, there's a lot of energy. I wrote down some notes here for you guys. For the moon in Aries, watch your head, right? Because that's moved by this time. And because so much is going on, you can have a lot of accidents when it comes to the head area. Um, let's see, anything else I wrote here for you? Oh, yes. The moon is going to be in your fifth house with the sun, which is good for children. And that's going to take place during the fourth week. So it's going to be a lot of energy, a lot of things happening. And what you have to realize is you're going to have to pick and choose as to which energy you give your time because there's just so much happening. And then I went to pull cards for you guys. And when I was pulling cards for you guys, four cards came out. That goes to show the energy that we're talking about. So the first card that came out was Judgment. And these are lessons for you to work on during this month of March. And it says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Don't judge people. It's going to be difficult because you're going to have beautiful people coming towards you. You're going to have lawyers coming towards you. You're going to have a lot of different energy. You're going to have the scholars, the philosophers coming towards you. And you're going to be looking at people and be wanting to judge them, but this is not a good time to judge them. Next one is denial. It says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Okay. So it's okay to be afraid. You can't see the card there. It's okay to be afraid. And let's not pretend that we're not afraid, right? It's okay to not necessarily know which direction you're going in regarding the career. It's okay to not necessarily know if you're going to get that job. Acknowledge it, move on. Okay. Your third card was fear. My goodness, Aries. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. And then your next one was change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So this month is about a lot of movement in general, but it's a movement of all these different energies coming at you so quickly. It's so much. The direction can be a little bit chaotic, and therefore it's just everywhere, right? It's all over the place. So I want you to actually focus your energy. Know that your ninth house is going to be heavily impacted this month. And then you are going to have a little bit of weakness in your 11th house, which is associated with computers and intelligence and intellectual property. So I could also expect that perhaps you might have some trouble with your siblings, your elder siblings, or your in-laws, or you can have some problems with your ankles, your legs. Okay. On the good side, for some of you, you may actually regain some things that you lost during this month. Because remember, energy is fluid and your energy is also based in degrees. It depends on when you were born as to how much of this impacts you completely. So this is my new reading that I'm going to try to put out there for all 12 signs, and you guys let me know your thought, and we'll see how it goes. Leave me some comments so I know what the energy meant to you and how it impacted you. Um, watch out for that, looking at things that are beautiful and judging people based on looks, and take care of yourself. Also, pay attention. I am putting out my daily numerology guidance and my daily affirmations. Remember to say your affirmation 3 times a day. Okay, I think that's it, you guys. Be well. Bye.